Oh, hello there. This is Nick, head coach of the Mount Silver Scythers, and I'm doing my commentary for my match between me and Chris of the Pallet Town Dunsparce. Yeah, I'm not going to try and keep up that accent this whole fight. Nah, man, that ain't me. So this was a battle that happened, and it's been like a week since it happened, so I really don't remember what happened. So we're going to watch it all together, and we're going to learn how it goes. So, Echo versus Landers, pretty solid matchup for me. Like, it's looking pretty good. And he U-turns, understandably. So he's going. Sorry, I'm clicking and tapping and stuff. And in comes Raikou, which is bad for me. That really doesn't go well for Feeny. And I did go for the light screen, so that was kind of a smart play. It helps me against his boy. And then he leaves because he assumes I'm gonna leave, which is a good assumption to make because Feeny does not want to stay in at all. So I withdraw, bring in the Hotodogu. So he made a not great switch, and I made a pretty good switch there. So, Hotodogu. And then he brings in the Tyrantrum, which, yeah, he's expecting fire. But I am like, oh no, sir, it is not fire, it is a hidden power. Ooh. Which, I did pretty good. I'm just gonna say it, I'm pretty good. But I'm gonna leave because I don't want to take a head smash. So then we bring in that flat tire Donphan, that elephant tire, and then look at this, look at this. That is a crit, my friends. That is a critical hit head smash. So it would have done practically nothing. And so Donphan here, I think I avoided doing the earthquake because I was like, he still has some like flying types. So I think I just go for the stealth rocks. Just to get those set up. So I got my stealth rocks up, which they're nice. They help with chip damage. It's always a good thing to have if you can afford it in the fight. And my light screen wears off. So the light screen was useless this time around. So I switch and bring back in a Hotodogu because with Intimidate and Fire type, he just naturally resists pretty much everything from Scizor. And then there's the U-turn. So he does decent damage. I mean stab, and then, well, no, it doesn't get triggered by whatever that ability is called. And Raikou comes back in, which I really should have planned better to deal with Raikou, because I didn't plan very well to deal with him, because I should have known that he was going to come into Arcanine. So he goes for the Shadow Ball. I'm assuming he was expecting a switch, and I go for the Flamethrower, because just stab damage, and I know it does well against his whole team. So, like, in this face-off, if he were to get like one special defense drop, well, no, he's fast dry, so I lose for sure. And he goes for the Volt Switch onto Dr. Feelsgood, which that hurts. That hurts. That hurt a lot. I didn't like it. And he brings in the Alakazam, and I'm like, hell yeah, my doggies. It is Poggers, my doggers. So he goes Mega, and I was like, boy, don't even think about it. Like, he throws down, like, he traces my Super Luck, which that was actually, I was like, oh, this could be really bad if he gets a crit. But he does not, and Doctor's Feelsgood with that brash and beautiful face does survive. And now he's paralyzed, so I'm like, heck yeah. And then he goes for the Substitute, which was like, fuck, this isn't good, because, well, he probably didn't have Recover as well. If he had Substitute, he probably didn't have Recover. So I throw up a Wish, and then he goes for the Psychic for the kill. I don't know, I was hoping he was going to be fully paralyzed. That's what I was hoping for there. And he got a crit. That Super Luck didn't matter, but it happened. And now this this right here is not a great thing for me. Because, like, I go Mega. And, like, obviously I'm staring down a Mega Alakazam. So I'm not going to stay in. Because, you know, Psychic hurts Lancelot really, really badly. So I U-turn. And, like, at this point, because it breaks the substitute, I should have just sacked somebody off. I should have just brought in somebody who could die, but I still wanted to keep them. Or, like, someone who could just die. But I bring in Buddy, and because Buddy was there to deal with Alakazam. So I get dunked on by a Shadow Ball, which, good prediction, that's an OKO. And that was my Choice Scarf user, which is bad that that died because now I don't outspeed Choice Scarfs anymore. So I bring in Lancelot again because now I know I'm faster than you, and I can just U-turn or knock off or something and just smack you in the face. And I did go for the knockoff because I'm like, okay, I know it's going to kill it. I know it's going to hurt something else. It'll get rid of an item. And now I do the hard switch because Beedrill does not like physical attacks. So I didn't want to get hit with a bullet punch. And then he went for the U-turn again. So he made a good prediction. He knew what I was about. And now that Hotodogu is like a bit over half, it's not looking great for him. Especially with this Landorus. Especially this Landorus because it's Choice Scarfed, which will come into effect later in the game. So I withdraw because I'm like, even if it's not Choice Scarfed, I think I don't outspeed it because I think it's like 96 and I'm 95 or something. And he U-turns, so like, that's one of those things I should have predicted those better. Like, especially if I saw him U-turning, I should have known he was probably choiced. Or scarfed, I guess. And then, so like, that's nice that that gets set up. Because then I get my leftovers and I get the terrain. But, I don't know if, I don't think Donphan is bulky enough to take a wood hammer. So I withdraw. I'm like, okay, let's bring in Hotodogu. Because -1 attack and resists the wood hammer. Which I assumed, or Leech Horn. Horn Leech, whatever. I was assuming one of those were coming out. And that hit way harder than I was expecting it to. And I'm like, if he's scarfed, I'm super dead-zo. So I withdraw, and I'm like, okay. He's throwing down grass attacks. Lancelot can take grass attacks, even on his weaker defense. Well, I guess it is also -1 on a weaker defense. Does pretty much relatively nothing. And I'm like, okay, I can throw down a poison jab onto him to kill him easily. Or, since he's probably going to switch, since he doesn't want to get poison jabbed, I can just U-turn. And then, yeah, he brought in the Alakazam, which this was done purposely on his part, as far as I know. Because he was assuming the U-turn was going, he's like, well, Alakazam's basically useless at this point. So I U-turn, kill the Alakazam with ease. Like, that probably did like 250% damage or something. Very easy damage. And I bring back in Donphan, because I'm like, okay, let's get the terrain. And let's get our leftovers. Get lots of health back. And then he brings in Bulu, and I'm like, what do I do against this Bulu? So I go for the Ice Shard just to pick up some damage. And it does good damage. But he does smack down the Wood Hammer, and yeah, it does more than enough to KO, even with a nice defense investment. But then he does die with the recoil, but like, I don't think that really mattered because Bulu would have been dead anyways later in the fight because Beedrill could just shit in his face. So Tyrantrum comes back out, and I'm like, this isn't great because my thing that can block him like crazy is now dead. But then I'm like, Echo's at pretty much full health. I think she can survive a head smash because she's bulky. She's physically bulky. So this head smash goes out, and it hits hard, but not too hard. So I can knock him off. Which means that it gets rid of his Lumberry, which means that he was expecting to get statused. So it means he's not even Choice Scarf, which I was like, oh shit, I don't even need to worry about that. And then the head smash missing very nice for me. I was like, I might just sacrifice Feeny right here. But Tyrantrum does go down, so Feeny gets that KO. And heals a little bit, and a little bit over half. And then this is one, I don't remember if he just went for it, because I didn't have, or did I have Excadrill? Goes for the Volt Switch. It's not enough to kill me, which was cool. And then Skizors comes back out. And he's just been taking chip damage over and over. Look at that, like half health, and I haven't even actually attacked him. And I set on my light screen again, which I kept setting it up that week, but it really didn't serve a purpose. But hey, I was faster than him. I wasn't expecting it. And the U-turn isn't enough to kill Echo, so that was neat. So I should have gone for like Scald just to do some normal damage. And Landorus comes in, and at this point the battle is over, because Landorus is Scarfed. And I no longer have my Choice Scarf. So I had the Azelf with the Choice Scarf and Ice Punch, so I could have dealt with him. But him making that predict of me bringing in Azelf and then him using Shadow Ball meant that I died. Because if I had used Knockoff and broken the whatever that thing is called, Substitute, if I had broken the Substitute, I should have survived the Shadow Ball, and then the next turn could have knocked off again or U-turned or something that would have killed him. But at this point now, yeah, he's just got a Choice Scarf into Earthquake and he wins, because I don't have anything immune to it, and I don't have anything that's faster than it, or anything that can just tank the hit anymore. It's like Lancelot takes normal damage, but normal stabbed damage onto his worst defense, yeah, that's not survivable. So Lancelot is gonna die. Sorry, girl. Kind of just death fodder a lot of times. So yeah, that's the end of that fight. Wasn't too great, but it really did mostly come down to him making that smart move of using Shadow Ball, because it honestly did just make better sense, because it's just gonna do good damage to anything if I switch something in. And I really needed a paralysis to be able to take that thing down if it had the whatever the thing is, Substitute up. So yeah, that was the battle. It was something that happened. Next week I faced Jake. Spoiler alert, the battle already happened, because I'm recording this on like Wednesday of the following week from when this battle happened. Look forward to it. So that's it. Make sure you file your taxes on time.